Well, hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie and you are in my kitchen down on the farm, and I am thrilled to have you here. Today I wanted to fry up some chicken tenders. Now I rarely buy chicken tenders. Usually if I'm gonna fry nuggets or tenders, I'll just take a breast and cut them into strips and go with that. And normally when I fry chicken, I fry bone-in breast or a whole chicken cut up. So but we're going to actually use the chicken tenders tonight, and I'm going to show you how to take that nasty tendon out of there. That I cannot stand to get a hold of that tendon. So I'm going to show you how I take it out, and I thought it would be super fun if we do a breading comparison. So here's the comparison I wanted to make. I picked up the Kinder's Crispy Panko Blend Parmesan Herb with Parmesan cheese and garlic. We'll bread some with that. And just the regular House Autry chicken fry. Now, I normally make my own breading. I have my own unique thing, but tonight, I'm not doing it Leslie's way. I'm going to try out two different things, and we're going to see how they work. What we're going to have with it is we're going to have a salad, and we're going to have stewed potatoes. I already have the potatoes peeled, washed, and chunked up and in water. Now around here, and when I say around here, I mean in my house, stewed potatoes is water, lots and lots and lots of butter, and salt. My mama used to add milk to it. I don't do that. I like it just the butter and salt, and then just boil down till they're nice and soft and delicious with juice. And yeah, so I don't add milk to mine, but certainly you can. But that's what stewed potatoes is in our parts, and definitely in our household, it's just water, butter, and salt and potatoes. So we're going to test out these. I've got some oil in my Dutch oven, and I just need to get this tendon out and get this chicken seasoned up. And I'm just going to season it with salt and pepper. If you want to season it with ranch dressing, garlic powder, whatever you want to season it with, knock yourself out. I'm going to use just salt and pepper and maybe a touch of paprika. Now, I don't know, because I don't want anything to kind of compete with this. So I'm going to do just salt and pepper to keep the taste test fairly even. So as you can see here, there is this white tendon piece. Now, normally it's just this part sticking out, but I actually left a little piece of meat on this one for me to hold on to. Now, this is what I do just because they can get slippery and they slip right out of my hands. Is I get a paper towel and I grab hold of that tendon. And we'll see if I can pull the paper towel down so you can see what I'm doing. And I take a fork and I stick that tendon right between the two things, and I just slide my fork down and out comes that tendon. So let me show you that trick one more time. Sometimes those tendons are hard to get a hold of, and so that's why I use the paper towel or napkin, whatever you want to call it, to grab hold of the tendon, put my fork through, and then just slide that tendon right out. Now sometimes it'll kind of, because that tendon runs down that tender, it will kind of almost split your tender a little bit, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. I'm just gonna, there's a little bit of, not skin, but what's the word? Membrane on this one I'm gonna cut off, because we don't want that on there. All right, so I'm going to finish pulling tendons. That gets a whole new meaning of pulling a tendon or rupturing a tendon. Now, like in this case, This one is kind of buried in and it didn't leave the little tail to grab hold of. So I'm gonna just kind of stick my knife in there and kind of pull it out so I can get a hold of a part of it. See, now I can grab hold of this part. And I'm going to do it the very same way. Whoops, I said I was. Minus the drop-in part. And then I dropped it twice. My napkin's gotten slippery. Hang on. I got a second napkin here. Well, my goodness, they're normally not this hard. It's because this one was hid down in the chicken. It's like stuck in there. There we go. There, I got it. I just had to get it down here and get a little better leverage. Okay, so now I'm gonna keep doing this. I love it when they leave the little tail to grab hold of. That makes it so much easier. And I'll see you guys when I get all these tendons out. And I don't know if I'm going to, I may sprinkle a little bit of buttermilk on this chicken and give it just a tad, ever so tad bit of moistness. I'm not going to drench them. I'm not going to soak them or anything like that. I'm just going to let them kind of hang out in there, just to cover them, just not cover them, because I don't, like I said, I don't want them soaking in buttermilk, but I just want them to dampen them. If I had a spray bottle and could spray bottle some buttermilk, that would be excellent. I don't think this one has a tendon, so we're gonna keep going. All right, here's another one that's buried in there. That's the one that was so hard. All right, let me do some surgery. All right, so the chicken tendons are out. The potatoes are washed, peeled, chunked, and in the water. My oil is in the Dutch oven. I don't have it on because I'm not ready to cook. And I started putting together a little bit of a salad. I've got some iceberg lettuce in here. And I'm gonna, into it, mix in some like spring mix. We're gonna add in some spring mix just to add a little bit of color. I like to do that as a filler. Maybe if I have spinach, like a bag of spinach, add that in. It just makes the salad go a little bit further. Now my countertop has been sanitized since I did the chicken. I washed it down really good. So I'm also going to put in, I love these little snackable cucumbers. And normally I peel every kind of cucumber. Even if you don't have to, I peel it. Except for these. I don't mind the peelings on these. And so I'm just going to cut up a few of these. Here we go. These are so good. When, you know, that pandemic thing that went around, it took my taste and smell. Like, that was back in 2020, and I think there are still certain things that aren't quite right. For the most part, everything's pretty much back to normal, but there are some things that just are not quite right. And one of the things has always been cucumbers. They just have not tasted the same to me. But now these are the closest to tasting right. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but I really like those. So if you haven't tried those little snacker, I think they're called snackers or something like that. I'll look at the package and see. Oh, here it is. Well, it doesn't say. I thought most of them say snackers, but these just say mini cucumbers. Mini cucumbers. And they're so good. All right, so we're going to do a little something special to this salad. Since I'm doing chicken tenders, sometimes I like to chop up a chicken tender on my salad. So I thought I would make a salad much like I would want a chicken tender salad. And it brings back a memory of when I worked at Sears. This was when Bryant and I we first met. And there was a place in the mall that made the best salad. It was like a house salad, or I think they called it their house salad. And what I would do is, Chick-fil-A was right down the hall. So I would go to Chick-fil-A and get their chicken tenders or chicken strips, whatever they call them. Go get one of those salads and then put that chicken on the salad and eat it. It was so good. I ate it with ranch dressing. It was delicious. And two of the things that it had on it was provolone cheese and ham. Now I have cheap ham. I don't have the fancy ham, but I don't think they had much of the fancy ham either. So I'm going to get 2 pieces of this out. You know how ham has, you got ham juice. I'm going to dry it off a little bit. Don't want all that ham juice making my salad soggy. And then they also added provolone cheese. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but let me turn you down here so you can see what I'm doing. And I just get the rectangle ham. That's all I'm doing. There's my 2 slices of provolone, and I'm going to see if I can't fairly. Now, if I'd gotten provolone from the deli, you could roll it up really nicely. But this was how they did it, and they were in thin slivers. This is the easiest way for me to do it and only have to cut one time. Not have to roll up anything individually. All right, look at there. And it doesn't matter, they don't have to stay together. In fact, you kind of don't want them to, and you want to take a few minutes and pull them apart, especially that provolone cheese, those 2 slices. I should have divided those, I guess. But wow, y'all, there's one more thing. Now, I know not everybody is going to love this next thing that I put on it. And so therefore, if you don't like it, don't put it on there. Just because I suggest it does not mean that you have to, if you don't like it. There's lots of things that people have recipes that are really good recipes, but they may have something in it that I don't like. So I still make the recipe. I just don't put whatever it is that I don't like. I don't put it in there. So I think I'm going to add a couple more pieces of ham and a couple more pieces of provolone. And then we'll add, I'm actually just going to do one more piece of ham and maybe 2 more pieces of provolone. Let me dry it a little bit. All right. I love the provolone in this salad. It is so good. And I do it with ranch dressing. Ranch dressing. All right, I'm going to kind of separate the provolones this time. All right. It's not as easy this way, but it'll still get the job done. You only have to cut it one time, not multiples. All right. There we go. That's looking better. Now you can add croutons on this if you want, but what we're gonna add, I don't think I'm gonna add them quite yet. I don't like them purple ones. Olives. We're gonna add some olives. That's, if you don't like olives, by all means leave them off. But this salad is gonna be delicious, ready for a chicken tender to be cut up, added to it, ranch dressing. So good. So if you watched my grocery haul the other day, I picked up another water packet, and it was the blackberry lemonade. And I think one of you guys suggested it to me. And so I tried it, and let me just say, it is delicious. It is delicious. I was on the gator a while ago in the hayfield, and I have seeds, grass seeds are all over it. But it is so good. So I'm also going to have a couple of sauces out for the chicken tenders that Bryant can either toss them in before he eats them or dip them in, whatever he wants to do. If you remember the homemade barbecue sauce I made, we're going to have that. We're going to have that. It's going to be so good. And I'm going to have some buttery buffalo. Buttery, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but buttery buffalo by Kinder's. And I have not had anything by Kinder's that I have not liked. And with that being said, Kinder's is one of the breading mixes. I always love House Autry on fish. So I know it's a brand that I love. And Kinder's I love, but I've never tried their breadings. So, but House Autry, I always use it on fish. So, okay, so barbecue sauce. I got my ranch dressing, of course, and buffalo sauce. So he can dip it, pour it, whatever he wants to do. And it's going to be good. Okay, so I have my oil on, and it's nowhere near ready. So let me show you what I did. I did pour right in this paper plate about a tablespoon of buttermilk. And then I just kept kind of turning the chicken over in it. And so then when I stopped, I salt and peppered it on one side. So we are going to, I'm putting this one in the Parmesan. I think I have enough chicken tenders to do 4 of each. So I kind of want to pick, you know, the same size for each. All right. So I'm putting them seasoned side down in the crumbs, and the same with this breading. This is the House Autry breading, and I'm going to put them seasoned side down, because then we'll turn around and we'll season the top. But the chicken just soaked right up the buttermilk. Just soaked it right up. All right. So now we'll get rid of that. Set that aside. And we'll salt and pepper this side of our chicken. I know you guys can't see, and I'm sorry, but I can't back the camera up too much more. Using my Tupperware. I think we all probably grew up with some of these. All right. So I'm just going to kind of press those down in there. And we're going to give it, I almost wonder if I should have, I'm gonna have to use my fingers. My hands are clean, so I like to press my breading in, and this panko doesn't seem to be sticking quite like a powdery breading would. I don't know that I ever do hardly anything with panko. I'm gonna let this be the last ones I fry. just in case they fall off into the oil. I think they'll be more likely to fall off than the powdery kind. So I'm just pressing the breading in here. These I'm sure will be crunchier. They're two totally different. You know, what I should have tried was testing. They had several different flavors of the Kinders, and what we could have done was tried different flavors, because these are really totally opposite. I mean, they're two totally different kind of breading, but I just kind of wondered which kind of breading would we like more. Would we like the crunchy panko or a normal country style breading? All right, so I'm just gonna flip these over in here several times. I think House Autry has some different flavors as well, but the Walmart did not have many to choose from, so I just got their regular chicken breading. Like I said, I normally make my own breading. I make it with self-rising flour. I always fry with self-rising flour, and seasoning sometimes with ranch dressing, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and sometimes I add a little cornstarch to my self-rising flour, and sometimes I add baking powder to give it that airy, fluffy crunch. And I think the baking powder does that the best, even better than cornstarch. But that's what my normal breading is, and I put it on and let it get wet and let it hang out and get kind of that shaggy look to it. That's how I like to do it, and so therefore I use a little bit more buttermilk than I'm using now. So I'm gonna get a piece of chicken that was left, like a little bitty piece of chicken here, and I'm gonna drop, I got a couple of those that just kind of fell off, and we're gonna drop it in to see if our oil's ready. No, we're not quite ready, but it won't be long. It won't be long. So I'm gonna get you guys moved over there, and I forgot to put my mic on, so let me wash my fingers, get my mic back on, and I'll move you over there where you can watch it fry. Okay, everybody, I've got my oil pretty close to 375, and I'm gonna just kind of mash these down into that breading one more time. Now, I won't be getting them out with these tongs. I will use like a spider. Oh, I may need to turn that oil down a little bit. It's a little higher than what I like. But isn't that the most glorious sound? Something frying. All right. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna set a timer for about 8 minutes, and we'll get them out in just a little bit. Okay guys, you'll notice I'm getting the chicken out, but I am not setting it on paper towel. I'm setting it on a rack with paper towel under it. I want some airflow. I don't want it to steam in that grease on the paper towels. So that kind of keeps it crunchy a little bit. So now we're gonna go in with our panko chicken tenders. We'll see how they do. I'm gonna fry them the same amount of time, I think, unless I notice the breading getting too dark. but we got to get the chicken done. So I'm going 6 to 8 minutes per batch. So we just don't want to burn the bread. There goes my you-know-who. All right, everyone, here are our finished products. Now, the panko did get quite a bit darker, which is what I probably assumed would happen. It's bread and there's Parmesan cheese. It's gonna get dark. So I did expect that for sure. So I'm gonna cut to one of these. Look at there. So good. Tender. Very good. All right, now let's cut into one of these. Ooh, they're still kind of warm. I better get a fork. And we're going to cut these. Make sure they're done. I took those out a little sooner since they were turning darker. All right. So let me get that one back over here so we can keep them separate. I'm going to call Bryant in here. And I've got our sauces. So let me, we're going to slide these down. And if I can get them open. There we go. All right. A little bit of buffalo sauce there. I'm just gonna leave that. No, I'll put a spoonful. We won't eat like cavemen. All right, so let me just go ahead and taste the chicken. Let me just go ahead and taste it. Okay, this is let me do the panko first. I'm gonna move the mic away from my crunchy. Very crunchy. Delicious. But what stands out to me is the crunch. It is definitely crunchy. So now let me try the house Autry. Very good. I think I could have added a little bit more seasoning to it. Salt. But, yeah, pretty good. Let me see what Bryant thinks. I think I'm gonna try it in my barbecue sauce. That's good, y'all. All right, let me get him in here. We'll try it. And then we're gonna sit down to our salad, our stewed potatoes, and these chicken tenders. So hang tight. Okay, so he's dirty. It's hay season.
I've been out baling hay.
Not only has he been baling hay, but the baler broke. Go figure. So he's been out fixing it and working on it.
And the Kubota serviceman had to come by too. All
Okay.
right, what have we got?
You have two different kinds of chicken tenders here. So I've already cut them. So you just, whichever sauce you want. This is buffalo. This is my homemade barbecue.
Okay, all right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your microphone?
It's right down there.
Okay.
I didn't want him to hear me chewing and swallowing.
Right. Don't matter which sauce?
Whichever sauce you want.
Okay, all right.
We're not tasting the sauce. I mean, we are tasting the sauce, but that's not on trial.
Mm-hmm. That's good. It's not too.
He's going with the same batter. Y'all are seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried both sauces. So he's going to do the same with these.
Yep. I can tell y'all ready. And y'all get ready. I think some blonde-headed boys are getting ready to come in here.
It's going to get loud.
Okay. Definitely a texture difference.
Definitely a texture.
Definitely a texture difference. My preference. Ready for my preference?
I'm ready for your preference.
I like the first one, the lighter colored one best.
I did too.
Okay.
I did too.
What's the difference?
Well, this has got panko breadcrumbs in it, and this is more of a flowery. This is House Autry.
Yeah.
And this is Kinder's panko. It depends on what you like.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just my palate, I like that.
That's what we're used to.
That breading better.
That's what we're used to. Okay, how about the sauce?
The barbecue. I'm a barbecue man.
That is my homemade.
Yep.
Homemade and home canned barbecue sauce.
This may be good on wings, but with chicken tenders, barbecue.
Okay.
All day long.
Well, we're going to sit down. Don't go anywhere. We're going to sit down and eat, and I'll come back and say goodbye in just a little bit.
Let's go eat.
Well, everyone, I just wanted to come back on here and say goodbye and tell you you've got to try both of those chicken tenders. Both of those breadings were wonderful. It just depends on what texture you're looking for, what you're used to, what you're going to eat with them, and so forth. But they were so good. I can actually see the Kinder's panko and Parmesan one being very good to do on a chicken breast fillet and then making chicken Parmesan with. I would think that would be amazing. So good. So give them both a try. House Autry. I think House Autry has several different flavors maybe you can choose from. However, my Walmart only offered just the basic chicken fry. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for joining this video. I hope you try them. Hope you try them both. Kinder's has actually several different flavors and different kinds of breading, so you might want to check them all out. So let me know what flavor you like if you try any different flavor. So all right, I will see you guys next time on The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.